Hello friends, day 51, bar is closed. You have found me sitting here in a little pueblo home in Taos, New Mexico, at the moment sitting next to a crackling fire, and I forget the name of the fireplaces that don't have the grates, but it's a beautiful thing. I'm going to hit the ski slopes tomorrow, get a little nature in, and 10 days, 10-day countdown. As I've kind of been collecting my thoughts around this whole experience, one of the things that I think has really landed the most for me is, by all intents and purposes, I'm an average human being. I'm white. I'm an average height. I'm an average weight. I'm an average IQ, average income. I don't really have any major exceptional talents, there's nothing unique, I think, profoundly unique about me that separates me from any other human being on the earth, for that matter, right? I'm not tremendously successful, I'm not down and out. And so all of that has to be okay for a human being to be okay to recognize that in themselves. And that was never anything that I think I was really good at recognizing prior to this year and being okay with, more importantly. But the reason why I think it has some value here is because I'm even looking at what is the value of this whole thing. Why am I even putting this out there? It's obviously not just for me that I'm hopping on this podcast every day. And, and I hope that it can bring value to others. And the thing that really has hit me in this time is that, we often look at, the success pyramid, where there's the people on the top and they're the point of the pyramid up, right side up. And then there's all the people down at the bottom who kind of build up the power for that one person or those few people with all of their efforts. And in this day and age, what we're seeing is a complete collapse of so many different systems and so many old ways of thinking and being. And I don't think anybody is looking up anymore to someone to be the righteous one for all of us. I think this is an opportunity where we need to switch the pyramid and turn it upside down, where one individual and what they do and make of their life affects the many, not the many affecting the one or the few. And so what would the many, or what would the one need to do to make a difference to the many? And really that is about being self-aware. That is about choosing a life that is more intentional, that I'm not just getting by, and that I'm not just taking my lot in life, or I'm not trying to leave something for people behind me, or, it's not just all consumption and self-absorption and it's too expensive, I'm not going to do it even if it sustains lives, like things like solar power and alternative energy. People are like, well, it's just too expensive. Well, what's the positive outcome and what's the negative impact that you do by not doing it? How much are we consuming that's putting out all this negative impact, and what's wrong with making an investment in ourselves, our homes, so that it actually makes a better investment for others in the world? And so I think where I stand in that now is this is an opportunity for me to be a better me, mindfully, intentionally, right? Not that I'm going to make wrong out of everything I've done, not that I'm going to make wrong out of drinking in general, not just my choices in my life being the healthiest choices that I can make, and taking a new stand in my life to try to be the best me for myself, for my creator, as I've said, for the people that I love, so that they can count on me, but for the people I don't know, for the world at large, of which I won't ever get to see or participate in. I believe that when we make these choices to be a better us individually, day in and day out, 24/7, that we somehow make a bigger difference for the many in the world. You just think about it. They throw 10 fucked up people in a room together and you're going to get a fucked up party. Throw one out of the 10 people in there who actually isn't fucked up. They might talk 2 other people out of being at the party altogether and changing their lives, or they might shine enough positive energy in the room to change the entire vibration of that experience with everybody there, and maybe even convert some people from their negative behavior to their positive behavior. Just one person in a room. So if you take one of us in the world and consciously make a better us every day to be the best we can be, then somehow I think ultimately our contributions will be realized, even if we don't see them. So day 50 of sobriety. What's it all for me? What's it all for? What's the podcast for? What does this experience do? I think I've explained that I do think that pushing the experience to this level has allowed me an ability to never deny it and to never go back to old behavior without now knowing what that looks like, and that I'd made a huge effort to make sure that I didn't go back to that place. But I think even more importantly now, what I'm realizing is it's beyond that. It's really the good that I can do in the world by being a better me. And maybe other people will find that that's a good decision for them as well. And that maybe their alcohol consumption or things that they do that aren't so healthy for them that they don't consciously realize or they're not willing to admit, that once they do, they see the positive change and they see the positive impacts of that change, whether it's in their immediate life, their children, their wives, their husbands, lovers, friends, work colleagues, or again, just by doing what they do and being a better person, somehow that ripple effect, that butterfly effect will impact others in the world. One can only hope. Day 51. Bar is closed.
Time.